Now, the birth of your child is supposed to be one of the most private and intimate moments of your life, but not, it seems, for Robbie Williams. While his wife was in labour yesterday, the former Take That star decided to share the experience with the world, tweeting pictures and videos from the labour ward. Sophie Rayworth explains.
1, 2, 3, come on.
For hours, he tried to entertain both his wife Ada and the millions he'd invited to watch from her bedside, though she didn't always look that impressed. The couple, who live in Los Angeles with their daughter, said afterwards that they hoped the updates had made people laugh.
I'm one with the rain and snow.
More than 24 hours later came the news that they'd had a son. But after sharing the birth, the baby was the one thing you didn't get to see.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Ben, can you stop singing Frozen?
Sorry. I've never been more in love and never been more proud of my wife. She's been absolutely astonishing.
Well, there you are. Now, throughout the day, we've been asking you what you make of Robbie Williams' performance during the birth of his son. Tim texted to say, I was asked to vacate the delivery suite, which I willingly did. Trust me, either way, you can't win. At least Robbie's got a sense of humour. Vina says, bet he would not be singing and dancing if he was having the labour pain. Hats off to his wife for controlling her emotions on camera. Mother of 5, Liz Dock, sent us a message to say, when I was in labour with my second child, my husband and midwife were listening to a match on the radio and asked me to be quiet so they could hear. I thought it was funny. And someone who, for reasons which will be obvious, didn't want to give their name, texted us to say, all that effort Robbie is putting in for the birth and she just lies there. I don't know why we men bother. Don't try this at home. Now, joining us from Boston in Lincolnshire is Tim Atkinson. He's a parenthood blogger and author who writes about his experiences of fatherhood on his website, Bringing Up Charlie. Tim, what do you make of it?
Well, apart from the fact that his wife looked a little bit embarrassed in some of the videos when Robbie was singing his heart out, I think it's great fun, really. And it's good to see a dad in there being himself. I mean, dads, you know, we've not got a great deal to do, and it can be quite a long wait. But the reason our wives or partners have asked us to be there and help out, you know, for the big event is because of who we are. And I think a lot of dads try to pretend to be things they're not. That's when we get into difficulty. So he's being himself, and it's great fun.
Well, certainly, I suppose, he is being himself. But, you know, most births tend to be a point at which the woman is at the centre of the attention, or possibly the child. Robbie Williams has performed a miracle by making himself the centre of attention in this birth.
Absolutely, but then what would you expect if you were married to Robbie Williams, I suppose? It's, I suppose it goes with the territory.
Well, I think in my family, somebody would give him an epidural in his head. But in terms of, would you do this?
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I'm not the performer that Robbie Williams is. But I don't think anyone. I don't think the world would be ready for my rendition of "Isn't She Lovely" at the birth of my daughter. Not yet, anyway.
Well, so how did you? I mean, we've heard the lady who said her husband was listening to a football match on the radio or TV. Very nice, and she tolerated it. So I suppose women are used to all kinds of aches and pains during labour, including from their other halves.
Exactly. I think, you know, we've got to be there if we're wanted and if we want to be there. And it's very important. And it's an important bonding experience for the father and the baby. But, you know, the advice is just don't get in the way and don't do anything that distracts from the main event. I don't know. On that basis, maybe Robbie has just overstepped the mark a little. But then again, he's Robbie Williams.
He is. But I think your point you made at the start was the big one, which is what does a bloke do at these occasions anyway? Because there's not actually a lot you can do.
That's right. I mean, you're there to do basically whatever your partner wants. And that might mean just sitting in a corner and keeping quiet. It might even mean, you know, going out and having a pint. I think at one stage my partner just told me to go away and do something else. But I don't know. Birth can be quite long, especially with the first child. And you've just got to make sure that you're there to do whatever's required. You can be practically helpful. I mean, I know I've held things for the midwife at various junctures. But I don't know. You've got to play it by ear and do whatever's needed.
Even if it's sit in the corner and stop singing.
Absolutely.
Tim, thanks very much for joining us. Thank you, Tim Atkinson there. Let's have a look at the weather now with Nina Ridge.